Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I am out at Kleiner Park today on a cold, gloomy winter's day. UAV forecast said 33 degrees, so just above freezing. Let me tell you, it's chilly out. Not much wind, but it's cold, really low clouds, gloomy day. Not the best day to fly a drone. But I've got the Potensic Atom SE with me again today. And I got such a reaction out of that initial video that I posted with this drone with my test flight that showed all the problems I had with FPV freeze up and losing contact with the drone, etc. Got a lot of reaction, a lot of folks you know, saying that, well, you should have done this and you should have done that, and some folks, you know, even saying that, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. That may very well be the case. I don't claim to be an expert in anything. I've just got a little drone channel. However, I can tell you this, I do fly a lot of drones, and I fly a lot of these what I'll call bargain drones or low price drones. So I've learned a lot of tricks along the way. I absolutely do understand what it is, how to make these drones work and how to make them fly. So I have that experience and I try and bring that to you. The other thing that I try and do on my channel is show you the real deal. I show you exactly what happens. The reason that I, show you all the mistakes that I make and as I stumble through things and so forth is because I think the average guy that buys a drone, if they're first time flying or even if they're an experienced pilot, they may experience the same issues that I do. So I try and show them exactly. So that said, I want to have a successful flight with this drone. And so there have been some folks that say, well, it works better with Android. So I have, as you know, I usually fly with an iPhone. I've got the 14 Pro, but I also have a Google Pixel 3 that I keep just for these occasions. So I'm going to see if I can fly this guy with the Google Pixel 3 and see if we have better luck with it. I'm not going to do a screen recording because this is an older phone and I wonder about processing power and so forth. So I want to give it the best chance. I'm just going to do the app. So you're not going to see a screen recording, but I'll let you know, obviously, as I'm flying it, what we see with regard to how well the drone flies and if we're having some success. And you will see the video off of the SD card. I'll put a micro SD card in this guy, and I can see I don't have one in there now, so I'll stick one in there real quick. We'll get the drone fired up, the app fired up, and let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, I see you can see the drone on the in the view of the camera there, and I'm just going to show you the setup here with the Google Pixel 3. It's set up, it's ready to go. It says it's connected, ready to fly. So let's go ahead and start recording now. And I heard an audible tone there, recording. Let's try a takeoff on the app. And it's putting me through their little tutorial, but slide to go. And there's the drone, it took off. It's moving around, it's doing a big circle. Yeah, let's see if it calms down, and it did. It did a big circle there to start with, and then it calmed down. So let's go ahead and see if we can bring it in here. So far so good. It's very, very touchy on that, on the scroll wheel for the gimbal, but I think we got it close here. So let's see if we get, this guy it's looking very stable. So let's bring it in here. Yeah, it's pretty darn stable, so I'm gonna pick it up just a little bit and get it about head high here. Yeah, so the drone is looking good so far. I've got good FPV feed. We'll wait until this car goes by here that's coming up, and then we'll go ahead and do our droney. So let me get it pointed out in a direction kind of between the trees. And this guy is taking his time because he sees somebody doing something, wants to see what's going on, slowing way down. And there you go, he's looking, he's checking it out. He's seen all he can see now though, so he's going by. We'll go ahead and do our droney. So reversing up. And I'm hitting way high on the up stick here because I wanted to make sure I cleared those trees. Gosh, I'm telling you, it looks pretty darn good. And we're in normal mode on this thing. So what I'm seeing on the screen here looks good. I'm getting no FPV lockup. Well, I got a little jitter there, but not too bad. Let's go ahead and move forward. And again, this is in normal mode. This is not in what they call video mode, which is going to slow the drone way down so that the electronic image stabilization works better on it. I'm telling you, I'm seeing a pretty good video feed here so far. So let's go ahead and kick it forward. And I'm full stick forward right now at about, gosh, 11 meters per second. This guy moves right along. This is not, yeah, this is already way better luck than I had with my iPhone 14. And again, using the little Google Pixel 3. I wish I was doing a screen recording on this, but I just, because I know this is a camera that doesn't have a very powerful processor on it, I wanted to make sure we gave it the best chance we could. And I'm trying to do a little orbit here. Let's go ahead, and you can see as I let off, it tilts. That's because there's no gimbal on this guy. Let's go ahead and put the speed settings in video, and let's see how that's going to slow the drone way down. Let me pick the camera up. Yeah, boy, that camera's, oh man, it's just really hard. And I had some real pixelation on the screen just then, big time. But not completely undoable. So let's go. I'm going to go ahead and move forward here. And yeah, you know, this is probably a fairly challenging Wi-Fi environment. And let's turn. Yeah, you're still seeing the tilt in that camera. So even in video mode, because this guy, and it's got electronic image stabilization, it still can't keep up. You'll see it moving around here. So I'm going to go, I've got it in video mode that they call it. I'm going to go full stick forward right now. Full tilt, full stick forward. And yeah, it held that pretty good, didn't it? Yeah, so that's not bad. I think where we're going to run into problems is when we turn, we're going to see some tilt. So I'm going to give it some bank right now. Yeah, look at that. As soon as I bank it, yeah, there we go. So, but you know, like I said, it does not have a gimbal on it, so that's to be expected. You know, you buy this drone, you know it doesn't have a gimbal, so you're going to get those kind of that kind of movement with the camera, kind of FPV style, I guess is another way to look at that. But listen, with regard to connection with the drone, man, no complaints here. Let's see how far out here we can go. I'm going to go to the other end of that field out there. And again, this is in their slow video mode, and it's still pretty quick. It's 8 meters per second, which is faster than a lot of bargain drones. So this is a pretty quick little drone. But yeah, whatever happens, issues I had with FPV freeze up with my iPhone clearly don't exist on this Pixel 3. So seems to be working pretty good. And we're out there nearly 500 meters. So over half a kilometer. They're saying a 3-kilometer range with this guy. Where I'm at right here, I am not going to go any further this direction because obviously you can see that is a very busy intersection and we're not going to go over that. And I just had a little breakup on FPV. Now I'm going to turn the drone around, and often as you turn, because it changes the aspect of the antenna, you'll have a glitch or two. Nothing bad there. So that actually worked out pretty good. Okay, let's try something else here. I'm going to point back towards the ponds. I'm going to put this guy in sport mode, and let's see how fast it'll go. So there's sport mode, and it's got a little picture of a Pac-Man on there on the screen. I wish I had a screen recording so you could see that. At the very top, there's an S there that tells me it's in sports mode. 21 satellites, 76% battery, full steam ahead. And let's see how fast this little guy will go. I am, as you can see, it's moving along pretty quick. I am at about 13.5 meters per second. I don't know, that's about 13 meters per second, so that's probably about 29, 30 miles an hour, something like that. So pretty quick. And you can see we're a little bit tilted, which is understandable. We'll turn around and do the same thing, go in the other direction, and see if there's any wind. I'll tell you one thing that's happening to me right now is I cannot fly with gloves on, even the ones, the fingerless types. So I took my gloves off, and man, my fingers are just really burning here from the cold. But let's turn around and go the other way. And let's go full stick forward again, and let's see what we get. Let me adjust that vector just a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get it just right with the yaw here in sport mode, but full stick forward again. And you saw the drone duck down a little bit, and it is faster going this direction. And I can hear the drone. Yeah, we're up to, so there must be a little bit of a wind or something. Not that I can feel it down here, but we're up to nearly 16 meters per second. There it slowed down just a little. But I'm telling you, connection-wise, we're doing good. Okay, so let me turn around. I'm going to go the other way. And I know I can go, whoops, man, oh man, that's a fast yaw in sport mode. I'm going to grab some altitude. I'm going to pick up that gimbal just slightly there. And let's go full stick forward. And I know there's some fields out this way. I don't feel bad. We're gonna fly this guy out a ways and see how we do. Putting one hand in my pocket here to try and warm it up. It is a cold day. So full stick forward again. It is going slower going this direction. We're gonna have to fly over a subdivision here, but there's nothing wrong with that. So. That is perfectly legal. You can see that field off in the distance there. We'll see if we can get out over the top of that. And how high are we here? We're about 50 meters high, a little bit there. Let me raise some altitude because we want to give this guy the best chance we can of getting out there as far as we can. And we got some fields here. So we were out about 500 meters the other direction. So here is that 500 meters. And it's still going, almost 600 meters. 49% battery, so we're in great shape battery-wise. Let me keep pointing it. Let's see if we can get out a kilometer. That is an LDS church down there, by the way, if that's what you're looking at. And we're going to go perpendicular across Ustick Road. That's what that road is right there. Ustick Road, we're going to go straight across it. And over another housing development here. Yeah, we're getting the range. This guy, this is doing just fine. So, I don't know, maybe my problems are with the iPhone. Yeah, now it's frozen up on me at about a kilometer. So I'm hitting hard on the up stick. Yeah, no, it's freezing up. I'm not getting anything. So here's what I'm going to do. The discretion is the better part of valor. We are going to hit return to home, and let's see if it'll come back. It says drone disconnected. Yeah, it says drone disconnected. So we got out about a kilometer. Yeah, drone is returning. It says so. Yeah, it's coming back. I've got picture again.
Home point refreshed.
So you're seeing that, or at least you could hear that on my microphone. How you doing? Good, good. So just what you heard there is I just had some of the groundskeepers driving by here. They see me out here all the time, so they were greeting me. So anyway, the drone is on its way back. So listen, this is probably a fairly challenging Wi-Fi environment, and this guy went out over a kilometer before I lost signal. I'm saying that's a win. That on a little drone like this, why would you ever need to fly this drone out that far? They're claiming a 3-kilometer range, but I'm saying what we got there is a win. There's the park off in the distance there. Yeah, oh, I can control the gimbal. I picked up the gimbal there just a little bit. How fast are we going? It's coming back at about 10 meters per second, which is pretty good. So yeah, okay. we'll bring this guy back here, and I don't know. Let's let it. I was thinking about whether I should do some more flying or let it land, but I think we'll let it land, and let's see if it hits the landing pad here. That's me dropping the gimbal down. And I see it switched into normal mode. If you look, well, you're not going to see it because I don't have a screen recording, but at the top I'm seeing an N, which tells me it's in normal mode. And I like that I can point the camera straight down, so you guys are seeing that on video. And yeah, we'll see if we get a precision landing here, or someplace even close to it. Slowly but surely, it's coming down pretty slow. Looks to me like it wants to land kind of in the middle of the road here, which, as long as there's no cars coming, I might just let it do that. No, it's going to be close to it. It kind of zeroed in here at the end. Heck, look at that. It's going to be pretty close. And it's going to be within just a couple feet. You're going to see that on the Action 2 camera. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, it's about 8 feet or so off of the pad there. Not bad. Kicking that camera back up. One of the things you always want to remember on a drone like this is to stop recording. So I'm going to stop recording before we shut it down. And let me get everything shut down and we'll do our conclusion. Hey guys, just for the fun of it, I decided to hook my iPhone up to it again. And let's just see, just for the fun of it, let's just see how it does. Hey, okay, we've got 34% battery, so this is going to be a really short flight, but I'm going to start recording. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's do an automated takeoff. And you know what? Yeah, it's taken it a second to settle down here, just like it did with the Google phone. But let's take off here and see what happens. And so I'm gonna get some height and fly out here a ways and see how we do. Yeah, and I'm immediately getting freeze ups on FPV already. In normal mode, well, it's better. It kind of locked up a little bit and then it kind of straightened out. Yeah, I'm seeing occasional freeze ups that I didn't see on the little Google Pixel phone, but I'm actually having better luck here than I had the other day. Yeah, so okay, I'm almost out. To the corner out here. Yeah, and it's freezing up. So there's something going on with the iPhone. It's just not as smooth as it was with the little Pixel 3. So I'm going to turn around real quick and come back. I'm going to put this guy into sport mode. And we're going to kick it into gear. Low power, no, so it won't do that. So that's kind of interesting that it knows that it's towards the end of the battery. So let's go ahead and bring it back, and let's see how it does. Although I got to tell you, this is better than I saw the last couple times I flew it. So, so yeah, who knows here? Although I will say that it definitely did better with the little Google Pixel 3. You know what's interesting is I tried it multiple times earlier, and there's no changes in firmware or the app, but this is smoother than I've seen it with this phone. So interesting stuff. Let's just keep going here for a ways because I want to see how this guy does. We're going to kind of, yeah, there, I'm getting some choppiness on FPV. You know, not so bad that you couldn't fly it, but it's definitely choppier than what I saw with the Google Pixel 3.
Returning.
Yeah, now it went into low battery return, which is kind of cool. I like that. So down, as soon as it got below 20%, it threw it right into RTH. That's awesome. So here it comes. So let's let this guy return here. Well, it's good to have a better result. That's what I'll say. You know, I wanted this drone to fly better than what I'd seen there before, and boy, it's cold out here. But yeah, I did. So this time we're seeing a better result. Drone's coming down. Let's see how close it gets to the landing pad here. I keep pushing that camera down. Again, it's going to be pretty close, I think. Looks like it. And again, I wish I had a screen recording. I didn't do a screen recording. The FPV froze up as it was on its way down, but still much better than I saw before. It's going to be really close to the landing pad here. In fact, it may be, yeah, it's going to be, I was going to say right on the edge. It's going to be pretty close. Yeah, it's got one leg on the edge of the pad. So let me pick that camera back up. And yeah, let me stop recording and we'll get it all shut down here. Hey, okay guys, the Potensic Atom SE, much better result that time. I wasn't going to use my iPhone, and at the last second I decided to give that a shot, but it definitely flew better with the Google Pixel 3. I had better FPV. The screen is not as bright on this guy, but there's no question I had better FPV feed. It was smoother and better. However, flying it with the iPhone was better than I've experienced the last several times I've tried to fly it. In fact, it was all but unflyable before with the iPhone. It just kept freezing up. You couldn't see what you're doing. What the difference is today, I have no idea. But I tried it several times before and kept getting the same result. But in any case, I'm going to recommend probably an Android phone with this drone. But you know what? It's a powerful drone. You know, it flies pretty quick. As you saw with the Pixel 3, we flew it out a kilometer before we lost connection. This is an urban environment. Hey, that's great range. And really, a mini drone, you're not going to fly a mini drone that far typically. At least I wouldn't. So there you go. Now, with regard to the video, we'll take a look at what's off the SD card, but obviously without a gimbal, you're going to get that movement back and forth, pitching forward and back and banking and so forth. Understandable, doesn't have a gimbal on it. I'll be honest with you, it has image stabilization, but it's not that effective. Even when in video mode, you can see those movements. So they say they're going to come out with a version of this drone with a gimbal. That would be welcome, and that would be a good thing. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you is this drone retails for $300 on Amazon. Not a bad buy, right? $300. They've got one of those checkbox coupons for another $20, so $280. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you you can buy the DJI Mini SE for the same price, $299, and that drone has, let me tell you, it's very well refined flight controls, excellent video, plus a 3-axis gimbal, etc. So just wanted to throw that out there. But this guy, you know, I had a much better experience this time than I did with that last flight. And again, even though with my iPhone, I still saw some freeze-ups and so forth, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I've seen on previous flights with it, so that's better. The Google Pixel 3, you know, I mean, there were a couple of little spots where it broke up a little bit, but not bad. I mean, the Google Pixel 3, it was pretty smooth and worked well, so I'm going to recommend you're probably going to be better off with an Android phone with this drone, although, you know, obviously they've got the app in iOS. So anyway, take that for what it's worth. That's just my experience, and that's what I try and show. I just show you my experiences with these drones. So that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I so appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. The little Potensic Atom SE. We'll see you guys on the next one. I'm going to get in my truck where it's warm. Bye now.